Welcome to Just Your Average Podcast. I'm Chad,
I'm Chris,
and today we're going to be talking about the Snyder Cut.
among other things.
Well, we had a week to talk about the Snyder Cut.
Yeah,
What'd you think?
I liked it. For
Now,
a 4-hour film, like I've seen Lawrence of Arabia and I've seen Birth of a Nation, so I'm not, I'm used to seeing 4-hour long movies. But this one didn't really feel its length, which was neat.
did you watch the Joss Whedon one?
Yeah, it was hot garbage.
Yeah. I can't believe the amount of footage they actually cut out of that movie to put into the Joss Whedon one for humor and all that stuff.
It's when they got rid of Snyder, they were like, you can't use any of his... Well, you can use some of his footage, but we want more of you. We want the Marvel audience, so throw in quips ASAP.
I don't know.
Oh, and make sure Cyborg doesn't have a character.
Yeah, him and Flash got douched over so bad.
I know.
It's like, Flash, in the Joss Whedon one, you're stupid. Just go save this little family.
So you know why Cyborg's in the Justice League, right?
Why?
So Jeff Johns loves Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan is Jeff Johns' favorite character. And when he was given the Justice League, they said, during the New 52, they were like, you got to have a black person in the Justice League. And he wanted Hal Jordan to be in the Justice League. And they're like, nope, too many white people. So either make Hal Jordan black or make it Jon Stewart or add someone else. And he went, well, no one gives a shit about Cyborg. Let's throw Cyborg in the Justice League. Fuck it. Who cares? He's a blank slate pretty much. So they threw Cyborg in the Justice League and every comic book fan was like, why? But then they gave him the tragic backstory and all that. He's not just some fucking loud guy screaming booyah who loves tacos and whatever they did for the team, which the Teen Titans Cyborg is okay for that show.
Yeah.
But the as you can see with the Joss Whedon one, like that's what they did with Cyborg in the New 52, just nothing. So the fact that Snyder was like, I'm going to give you emotion, I'm going to give you character. It was neat.
Yeah, like the whole backstory of him where like
star football player, which is his normal background, is he was like a star football player. I don't think he was genius intellect, which is kind of stupid. That whole scene where he's like, just because your kid is the smartest one in the school and the most athletic doesn't mean he can break the rules. And then she goes, well, what were you doing? And it's like, no, that's not the argument here. You can't do that. We're arguing your son hacked our computers to change grades. That's what we're arguing. We're not arguing whether or not the girl is homeless. We're arguing whether or not your son broke the law. But
it's a guilt factor, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'd just be like, okay, well, your son's expelled. Like, fuck you. Play by the rules like everyone else does.
Yeah, I like the whole the father thing they had going on with him. It actually gave reasons why.
You know what's funny about Silas in that movie?
What?
Do you remember Terminator 2?
Yeah.
He built a robot, and then in this one, he's building another one. It's the same guy.
So how do you think they handled Batman in this one? He wasn't making quips.
Yeah, that's the best part. He wasn't making quips. I don't know. I'm operating on faith, Alfred. And I was like, it doesn't really sound like Batman, but this isn't the Batman I'm used to. So, okay, I guess.
It's the Batman who lost all hope, and then all of a sudden...
regained it.
Yeah. But let's start about the beginning. That opening scene with Wonder Woman. So much better than the Joker.
Better than what? 4 hours of Wonder Woman movie?
Yeah, that one scene was better than all of Wonder Woman 84, which is pretty pathetic.
Better than the original, the first Wonder Woman movie, too.
The first Wonder Woman had cool scenes.
Wasn't the first one PG-13?
Yeah.
And she's like fighting things with a sword, but only knocking them out. And it's like, come the fuck on. This Wonder Woman kicks a dude and he hits a wall and explodes into blood.
Yeah. Then she just decides to like demolish a building just to kill one.
Little overkill. Now, that scene made me laugh because in Civil War, what was the event that led to the Superhuman Registration Act? Hulk freaked out and like hurt 3 people.
Well, it was Wanda.
Yeah,
she blew up the building and stuff.
Now, let's say you're a beat cop and like you see that and all the debris. Wouldn't you just be like, we gotta put these guys on a registry? Like that was more Civil War excuse than the Marvel movies, in my opinion.
Well, they love the superheroes in DC's universe.
I love
Except
it.
for
Did you ever
Batman.
read that comic, the crossover comic where Flash goes to the Marvel universe, and since he doesn't have the Speed Force, he can't run or anything, and he sees like this mutant kid getting like beaten up by a crowd, and he runs over and helps the kid, and they're like, "Mutie lover," and he's like, "What's wrong with these people?" And then the mutants go to the DC universe expecting to get hated, and everyone's like, "Dude, you have superpowers? That's awesome!" And they're like, "What's wrong with these people?" I just thought that was funny. DC loves their fucking metas, whereas Marvel hates them.
Yeah. Marvel does have some great stuff.
Some guy throws a brick at Flash and it hits him, and he's like, "What the fuck? I never get hit."
I don't know. If there was somebody like Flash, like, why would you hate the Flash?
Because he fucks with the timeline constantly.
Yeah, nobody knows that, really.
I know exactly. Nobody knows. That's what's scary about it. He says it in that movie, like, "Yeah, when I run faster than light, it messes with time, and I vowed never to do it again." And then nobody is like, "What do you mean? Like, what did you change?" Hold on, Barry. Which I hate that they made this. I hate what they're doing with Barry now, and this is what they're doing in the comics and in the TV shows and in the movies. They're making Barry quip constantly, like Wally. Like the Flash TV show is taking a lot of Wally's storylines and a lot of Wally's character and giving it to Barry, which like is fine. Yeah, Barry's a jokester, but he's not a quip a second kind of character.
No.
You know. And plus Barry, like, when the Anti-Monitor is about to destroy all of reality, runs so fast that it makes himself disintegrate, and it like sacrifices himself to save all realities.
Yeah.
Barry's the unsung hero of the DC universe.
Well, I'm hoping if they do ever continue with, which
They're doing a Flash movie, I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, the Flash movie, but I hope they make him not so like pathetic.
Yeah, well, he wasn't.
He was at the beginning.
It was his first day on the job.
Yeah, but he did great at the end.
I do miss the one line from the Joss Whedon cut where they're like, "All right, Barry, we got to fight," and he goes, "I don't know how to fight. I usually just run up and push him." You know, it's like, yeah, okay. Barry doesn't know kung fu. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But when he does run up to the Parademon in like the scary, like when they're underneath Gotham Bay, when he runs up to the Parademon and just boom, and you see the Parademon go flying through the door, just explode into blood, and you're like, "Oh yeah, he runs at the speed of light."
I do love how in this movie, like if he gets hit, it's just like heal.
Heal.
It's showing like his super healing factor and everything, which really,
never really gets addressed.
You never see that in anything.
And the fact that he's eating constantly, he's like, "I got a metabolism that moves faster than the speed of light. I got to eat."
Like
non-stop.
Besides for him being like jokey, I feel like he nailed
it. And I didn't hate the weird like yoga stuff. Because if you think about it, dude, his brain is moving faster than the speed of light, so he needs something to like center himself. Because
I do love the hot dog scene.
Yeah,
I'm like, yes, he's gonna grab a hot dog and pay. He's like, no, he's not.
And then he puts it in his pocket. It's like that's. Or I like the scene where he turns and his shoes just explode off his body because he's going really so fast.
Yeah, like Zack Snyder, like say what you want about it, is like
he knows how to do action. Yeah, really fucking well.
I feel like if he ever teamed up with like a really good
script writer
and just directed the movie,
like a Nolan Snyder cross up,
that'd be cool.
Because Nolan can do action somewhat. Nolan
cheats. With his action, like
cheats super hard.
Like if you actually pay attention to a lot of stuff, it's like it looked really cool though.
Looked really cool. You're like, that was neat, and then you go back and watch it frame by frame, and you're like, he didn't even punch that guy, and he fell over. What the fuck?
Oh god, I hated what's it called? Dark Knight. Batman Begins kind of fighting where they're trying to make it like it's like takedowns and like
that was okay.
Yeah, but the way they filmed it was the close
I liked
quarters.
In the Snyder Cut they show Batman beat up that one parademon, and then the rest of the movie he's just getting his ass kicked because he's just a normal guy. You know,
he's like, all right, we got to fix this plane, get the spider thing so I can be relevant.
Right?
He's the field general.
Yeah, he was definitely the guy, and he's the guy calling in like. Yeah. And then when Barry was running, he was taking out all the ads that were shooting at him. So it was like, that makes sense.
I love Ben Affleck's Batman.
I like the look of him a lot. I like the Dark Knight costume. Oh, and I hate at the end of the movie they show you the Bat Tank from Dark Knight Returns, and he's in the trash where he beats up the mutant overlord. You know, like this isn't a mud hole, and he's like breaking the guy's arms. It's an operating table. They show you that for a split second. You're like, no, show me the whole fight. I want to see the whole fucking fight, please. I love that part. That was a good animated movie. Those two.
Yeah, I was surprised. DC is like
they're getting bad because they're trying to go anime with their art now.
Yeah, like Flashpoint was good. That was when it
that
started.
sucked.
You didn't like
Flashpoint
Flashpoint?
was so bad.
I enjoyed it.
Why was Barry built like a linebacker? Like they were trying to do the Bruce Timm like V'd out, but even when Bruce Timm drew Barry or was it was Wally in the Justice League show, he wasn't V'd out. He was skinny like a runner.
Oh,
he was V'd out, but not to the extent that Superman was V'd out.
Yeah, like I love how
Bruce Timm Flash.
I love how they made Ben Affleck looks just like
Dark Knight, Frank Miller's.
Yeah, he has like
see, like he's V'd out, but he's not V'd out like. Now type in Superman Bruce Timm.
No, I know what the Superman.
Yeah,
like I was hold on.
Like he's V'd out, but he's not V'd out. That's actually a decent photo of him.
Yeah.
And then look, that's the new art style that I hate.
What's going on? My computer's having a.
You hit middle mouse button a couple times, I think.
Yeah, they made like look at that.
Yeah, but now look at the one next to Superman. Look how fucking big Superman is compared to him. You know?
Yeah. No, but Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne looks just like the animated series.
Well, that's because the animated series Bruce Wayne, if you switch his hair, looks just like the animated series Superman, who looks just like the animated series Lex Luthor.
Like, look at that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Snyder loves homage. I don't know if you've caught on.
Like, I feel like he has the best look of Bruce Wayne.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he was the best Bruce Wayne.
I think he's the best Bruce Wayne.
Not Val Kilmer.
Keaton?
Keaton was a really good Bruce Wayne. Keaton was a really good Batman. I love the camp of those movies. Come on.
I know. I don't know. I feel like Ben Affleck had a bad rap.
Well,
like, he had the physicality. He had the look.
Whedon did him dirty, you know?
Yeah.
Whedon did him all dirty.
Especially Cyborg. All that fucking shit going on.
I love the scene. I wanted Cyborg when his dad was sacrificing himself to have a fucking like hardcore fight with Steppenwolf. I wanted that to be Cyborg's moment where like he lands in front of his dad and he's like, "Don't worry, Dad, I got this," and he just starts shooting lasers and missiles and it's like, and Steppenwolf is kind of struggling, but then eventually overpowers him, which makes Silas blow himself up.
Ugh.
That part. The part where his skin goes here and then the bloody nose, it was like, dang, dude.
That was a cool scene, like him doing like, I'm not trying to hurt anybody, I'm just trying to put a tracker on it.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool. Like, I feel like Zack Snyder needs movies to be this long because he tries to fit way too much shit into like 2 hours.
He's definitely like, you give him a bucket and he just keeps putting shit into it and you're like, dude, it's great, but... You know,
that's why the rated R version of BVS was way better than the...
I still haven't seen it.
Watch the rated R version because it actually he puts the story together where it makes sense, where it's not.
I haven't seen any of the new animated movies either.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many of them.
I know aren't they doing a Court of Owls? No, that's a video game that's coming out. Court of Owls. Did you read that storyline? The artwork was pretty cool. The part where Batman was lost in the maze and the water was laced with LSD, so he was like tripping. Yeah. I was like, that's neat.
It was a fun story.
But then it just ended.
Yeah.
You know, and then Talon, who was supposed to be like a new Bat character, just came and disappeared. And I was like, you know, I was kind of into Talon. You know, I thought he had a cool design. They kept fucking Batwing, but they got rid of Talon. You know.
Yeah. Do you hear they're already done with Future State?
Good.
What do they have now? I forget what DC's new thing is.
Oh, dude, I don't even check anymore.
Like I think with everything going on, they're like, we're gonna keep some of the Future States of those. That wasn't shitty. New DC comics.
DC, I can't breathe. Fuck you, it's funny. Go to images. I don't want to actually look at the fucking websites.
DC Connect? Is that what it is? I can't remember.
No, I don't know. Who cares?
But what did you think of the way they brought Superman back?
Using the mother box is kind of lame. But they don't have if they wanted to do it the way you do it in the book, you'd have to introduce Superboy, you'd have to introduce Cyborg Superman, you'd have to introduce Eradicator, and then that would just fucking complicate everything. So,
yeah, but what's the whole thing? He came back, his body just was put into like a...
Eradicator, who is like the soul of the Fortress of Solitude, saw Superman's life signs end, so he put him in a Kryptonian like resurrection pod, and then went around pretending to be Superman, but Eradicator name is Eradicator, so he wasn't exactly a good Superman. And then and Steel too. That would have been cool.
Yeah,
I like Steel. That Shaq movie sucked though.
that was really bad.
And his name's John Henry, and he's a black guy with a sledgehammer. Like, come on, man. You know him, John Henry. He raced the steam machine in the tunnel and won.
I don't know. Shaq, I think his only good movie was Kazam.
Yeah, I can't think of another one besides Steel and Kazam.
But what'd you think of the black suit?
I love black suits. I wish he had the mullet. It's the only thing I miss. And
Yeah.
I didn't like that he had a cape. Black suit Superman doesn't have a cape.
Mm.
Do you know why he wears a black suit?
Why?
So he can absorb more solar radiation.
It's smart. I wish they addressed stuff like that in the movie.
I wish they would do that.
Because in the movie, they walk by the regular suit, but then the next
I
scene...
love that they walked by all the suit, like the Superman 1 million and stuff like that. I was like, I recognize that.
Zack Snyder's great. He gets a bad rap.
Zack Snyder does that thing where if you've been reading DC Comics for like 20 years like I have, you'll just be like, and then everyone else in the room is like, nerd.
Dude, we were teased with a Green Lantern.
That Green Lantern had a cool design, and I just hate that. I remember I was telling Danny at work, because Danny was like, okay, so I'm going to watch the Snyder Cut, but I don't know anything about DC. And I was like, you came to the right motherfucking place. Let's go, boy. And so I started explaining him the Green Lantern Corps. And I was like, the worst thing they could do with Green Lantern is just have him fly around, shoot 1 or 2 green lasers, and then get killed. And that's exactly what happened. He could have flown up in the air and made a giant sword and like cut the battlefield in half.
Dude, when the ring flew off, I'm like, that's going to go into the movie later.
No, because that happened tens of thousands of years ago. You still got to get Abe and Sur,
Yeah, I just want Green Lantern. That was
I know.
Trying to get Ryan Reynolds back.
Ryan Reynolds wasn't a bad Hal Jordan. He was just in a bad movie.
Yeah, he'd probably do it.
I mean, if the price is right. Actually, that dude wants for nothing. He's so rich since he bought that cell phone gaming company. He's so fucking... He pays for the Deadpool movies out of pocket, if I remember correctly. God, that guy got so lucky.
Remember when you saw Van Wilder? Would you ever think he would be who he is now?
You know what's crazy about Van Wilder? Do you know the comedian Bert Kreischer? That's Bert Kreischer's life story, is Van Wilder.
Really?
He went to college for like 9 years and was like the party king that everybody loved. And then Rolling Stones wrote an article about him. And then they were going to make a movie called Van Wilder, and he sold the rights to his life story for that part of his life story for like millions of dollars, and then became a fucking comedian. And then Van Wilder became a successful movie, which kickstarted Ryan Reynolds' career. So Ryan Reynolds belongs to Bert Kreischer, if you think about it. I don't know. It's just one of those funny, like, A to B, B to C, kind of stories.
But I'm just happy this movie is good.
Yeah. It just sucks that Snyder said, I will not be doing a Justice League 2, and WB confirmed it too. Because for some reason, WB hates money.
No, but the thing is now, people are going crazy doing, like, keep the Snyder or whatever. And HBO Max is like, we like money.
Yeah, but WB is like, we don't like money.
Yeah, but it's not them. It's AT&T now. AT&T bought them. And WB, before they got bought, was like, we're not doing that.
No way.
So now AT&T's like, yeah, but that was like, that beat being watched over, like, Falcon the Winter Soldier's debut and a bunch of stuff.
It beat Wonder Woman 89.
Yeah.
On its third day, it beat all of Wonder Woman 89.
That movie's doing horrible. Like,
that movie was so
view-wise.
fucking bad.
I thought people were just going to watch it because it's Wonder Woman, though. Like,
that's the only reason I watched it. And then I don't remember the end. I fell asleep 2/3 of the way through the movie.
Dude, the end was awful. Like, you had Cheetah, but she looked bad.
Cheetah's not really a cool character. Wonder Woman has cool villains. They just never use them.
Because they need Cheetah.
Cheetah's not even cool.
Yeah.
What's the guy with the crescent moon on his face?
What'd you think of Darkseid? What do you think of that?
Not as cool as he should have been.
Well, he didn't have much to do. They were leading into the sequel of him.
My favorite part about Darkseid is, like, there's actually a running gag in comics where whenever they want to introduce Darkseid, a character opens the door and Darkseid's sitting in their chair. So, like, there's like 40 or if you type in Darkseid sitting in chair, you'll see like 15 panels where people are like, gee, I wonder oh my God! And he's just sitting in the chair like, welcome to your home. And you're like, fuck, it's Darkseid. And I like Darkseid in the Injustice games, how he didn't punch, he just kept his hands behind his back and would
Yeah.
just walk forward and shoot lasers. They did the Omega Beam once,
It was cool.
and it looked cool as fuck. Like, I had to explain that to Danny. I was like, once he decides to shoot you with a laser, the laser doesn't stop until it hits you. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, it won't stop. And he was like, that's pretty cool. And I was like, and guess what happens when it hits you? And he was like, what? You die. Doesn't matter how strong you are. Even Superman almost dies when he gets hit by a fucking Omega Beam.
They need to make a sequel to that.
What about the power creep in this movie? Where it's like Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Cyborg struggle against Steppenwolf, and then Superman shows up and solos him. Like, it's not even a challenge. Like, even
Well,
power...
that's why people are laughing. Like, you don't even need a Justice League if Superman could just
But
come
that's the whole point with Superman. But then again, you need the Justice League because Superman's off-world solving problems on other planets all the time. So the Justice League is kind of like, yeah, we'll watch the fort, you know?
Batman's like, I got Gotham.
Hey, Bats, you know, I could just clean up all crime in like 5 seconds because X-ray vision, super hearing, invincible. No, I want to keep my people in fear.
See, I wouldn't mind if they made a Batman story that, like, Superman didn't exist. Like, Wonder Woman didn't exist. It
Yeah.
was like Green Arrow.
It's called the Dark Knight trilogy.
What, the...
Nolan films.
Oh. Yeah, but
that's a universe where Superman doesn't exist, and
no, but I want it where it's like Green Arrow, Green Lantern exists. Green Lantern's like the top of where your
they should
power
just
can
do a
be.
Green and Green movie. Those
Yeah.
two together are awesome. I loved that run. Oh, they should do a JLI movie with like Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Fire and Ice, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern.
Well, they're doing the Green Lantern movie. I mean, the Blue Beetle movie soon.
But that's gonna be Jamie Reyes, and that's gonna suck.
Mm.
Ted Kord, nothing. Ted Kord is Batman with a sense of humor. And he's smarter than Batman because he's a billionaire genius scientist man who runs Kord Industries.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne's richer, though.
Yeah, but who cares? Does he have a giant flying blue beetle? Owlman is pretty, from Watchmen, is kind of like Blue Beetle, you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. So, overall, what did you think of the movie? Like, would you recommend it?
Solid 7 out of 10. I'd
7?
recommend it. If you don't like comic books, obviously no. If you kind of just want to sit down and just watch dumb action for 4 hours, fuck yeah.
Well, the best part is he cuts it in parts, too.
Yeah, so you can, like, I think I took a break at part 5, like, stretched my legs, went pee, and then came back and watched the rest.
Yeah.
There's only 6 parts, though, right?
7.
7, yeah.
Yeah, because then you have the Nightmare. Oh, I'm so mad. I knew the Nightmare.
You know what ruined the movie for me, though?
The Nightmare.
The epilogue.
I loved it.
It was so stupid. It was so many pointless scenes. And the only reason they put the Joker and Batman to talk, or Batman in this scene together, was so they would have a scene together.
And you know they weren't in the same room and they were probably filming that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jared Leto did a better job.
Oh yeah,
I still hate the... How's it go?
It sounds so forced.
Yeah.
But that's probably the point. He's like in the Nightmareverse, so he's just like, fuck it. Laughing is my shtick, and I gotta keep it up, I guess.
I would like to watch a movie of that. Because you had fucking... What's his name as Deathstroke?
The guy from the TV show?
No.
Wasn't it the same guy from the TV show?
No, it's... Fuck. I forget who he is.
Played by, keep scrolling down, Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, that guy. He's pretty awesome.
Sure. Will Arnett played him in Teen Titans. And Ron Perlman.
Oh, yeah.
I liked Ron Perlman as him.
Yeah, I like Ron
But he was
Perlman.
Slade Wilson instead of Deathstroke.
Fucking Will Arnett. Will Arnett's great.
You see he's in a new action movie?
Will Arnett?
Yeah.
What is it?
Nobody.
No, that's Bob Odenkirk.
Oh, I get them confused.
I heard it's really good.
Yeah, but it's Bob Odenkirk, and when I think of Bob Odenkirk, I think of fucking... What was that show?
Mr. Show?
Mr. Show. I think of Tim and Eric. I think of Better Call Saul. You know, I think of comedy. I don't think of...
Have you seen the trailer for it?
Yeah, I saw it on TV, and I was like, looks like an action movie.
It's the guy who's made John Wick. So the guy who reviewed it I listened to was like, it's fun action, but the story's generic, all that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
but I heard it was good.
Sure.
Okay, well, cocksucker.
No, it's just if you're gonna make an action movie nowadays, either the action needs to be over the top and on point, or it needs to be like comical. You can't just make a mediocre because you're making a film that will be compared to John Wick. You know what I mean? So you have to make it funny or super technical.
Well, I heard this one's like actually like that. Like Bob Odenkirk did like a lot of training and stuff.
Yeah, but did he do as much as Keanu Reeves? You know what I mean? Like, you can't make an action movie now until the John Wick movies are gone and forgotten.
This is no pleasing you.
No, because like, remember when Raid came out, and you saw that after, and then after the first time of seeing Raid, you were like, okay, well, action movies are done. That was perfect. You know, like that fight scene with the dog and the two brothers, where they eventually stick the fucking light in his throat and he still manages to fight him off before bleeding to death. That fight was so good.
You mean the fight scene in John Wick with the Halle Berry? Your favorite scene in that movie?
It was so obvious that she didn't know how to fight compared to
Keanu.
because like all her fight scenes were like Western action fight scenes where it's lots of quick cuts and stuff like that because they don't want you to see the punches missing and shit.
I don't know how those movies still get made, like how Liam Neeson still has a career.
Because he's willing to make anything.
And you know what the bad thing is? Those movies make way more money than like good movies.
Well, why is Fast and the Furious still being made?
They know they're bad and they're great movies. You could shut the fuck up. Have you seen Hobbs and Shaw and all that?
I saw 10 Samoan guys flipping over a tank and I was like, well, that's all I need to see.
It's great. It's so stupid. They know they're making stupid movies. They know they're not making art. You're just a no fun Nancy.
No, it's just... Do you know what it's like watching an action movie with Bob Rocco? It's really hard because Bob lived an action movie life. So when I'm watching, like, hey, Dad, check out this action film. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Guy's not counting his bullets. Ooh, he should be reloading here. That's not how you shoot that. Oh, he didn't chamber the round. That's not how you throw a punch. And I'm like, okay, movie ruined.
Did he like John Wick?
Oh, my God. When he was watching, the first time John Wick reloaded, my dad was like, oh, shit. He actually reloaded when he should. That was 13 bullets. And I was like, yeah. And then when John Wick does that cool one-handed magazine eject, chamber around, and like, yeah, the one-handed reload that he does in the museum in the second one, my dad was like, do you know how hard that is to do? And I was like, he made it look really easy. And I was like, I know, it's fucking...
Keanu Reeves.
Or when he fucking puts the shotgun up against the guy's chest and he gets it on his shoulder like this and he does the 2-shell instant. Like, do you know how hard it is to load 2 shells, like, boom, boom, one after another like that?
So needless to say, your dad loved it?
Yes, he fucking loved it. He thought the third one was a little stupid, which I agree.
Well, they're all fucking stupid.
No, the horse sword fight against motorcycle.
That was cool.
That was stupid.
That was so cool.
That was so stupid.
You're just no fun.
The third one kind of sucked.
I liked it.
Is the second one where he's fighting the sumo guy and he gets up on his head and puts 2 into the top of his skull? I love that. Or when he fights the giant 7'8" guy with the long ass knife and he just puts the book against his throat and collapses.
Because the third one was the scene where they're in like the library thing.
That's the third one, yeah, where he fights the giant.
That was great because then you had those guys were getting fucked up. Like he was actually fucking those 2 Asian guys up in that scene where they're with the weapons.
Those 2 Asian guys are the guys from the Raid.
Yeah, they're this. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that fucking awesome?
That scene's great.
And the fact, and the script had them die, right?
Yeah, but went off. Yeah,
because they were the guys from the Raid, and Keanu Reeves was like, "I'm an awesome martial artist. You're an awesome. We should just let each other live," kind of thing. I like that. He lets them live, and he's like, "Till next time." But through the entire movie, he kills everyone else, and it's only because they made an awesome action movie. I hope those 2 get more recognition in the West.
I'm
still waiting. Has the third Raid movie come out?
I don't think so.
Oh, that sucks. It's been like 7 years at this point.
Yeah, the dude's probably not going to make another one.
That sucks. They were so good.
What was his name again?
I don't know.
Garth?
Yes.
No. Isn't that a comic book writer?
Yeah, he wrote We 3.
I can't remember.
You ever read We 3?
No.
About the genetically modified like rabbit, cat, and dog that are put into battle suits. And they don't know, and they escape from the facility, and they're like, they just want to go home, but like the military is trying to kill them all.
Aw.
Yeah. It's really depressing.
Sounds depressing.
It's one of those
comics. Is that the cool art style?
Maybe. I don't know. Type in We 3.
Oh my god.
Because when you say, is that the cool art style, like, how the fuck am I supposed to... Maybe, We 3 comic.
We Three Kings.
That movie sucked. Three Kings. Yeah, that art style, right?
Oh, no, I was thinking of something else, but I like
Look,
that.
look at the action panel directly next to it.
This?
Yeah,
That looks cool.
it's good. Like I said, depressing as fuck, but good.
Yeah, I'd read that. How long is it?
It's maybe 2 or 3 issues.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, it was just like kind of a one-off thing.
That's
It's a
cool.
DC comic too. I didn't know that.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I might check it out.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I'm Chad.
I'm Chris.
This has been Jeff Travers Podcast. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Better include my political commentary.
Just gonna bleep it all out and put a dick in front of your face.
I'm okay with that.